Hi makeup addicts, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Sarah and in today's video we're going to be doing 3 looks using the Revolution Emily Edits palette. First we'll do a look suitable for everyday work, then we'll move on to something a little bit more glamorous before moving on to my adventurous look, which you'll have to wait until the end of the video to see. So the first thing I'm going to do is prime my eyes and pop on some concealer. I'm using the Urban Decay Primer Potion and Shape Tape before going in with just a complete cream base, and that's just using the cream out of the palette on a MAC 217. Then I'm going to go in with Midwest all over my crease and my outer corner before just taking that up a notch with Apartment on a smaller brush. This is a Morphe M506 and I'm just going to deepen up my outer corner and then bring that colour in towards the inner corner of my eye but through my crease. Then I'm going to take that original MAC 217 and just blend out the entire of Midwest, just so we really blow out that edge and we don't have any sharp lines. Then finally I'm going to pop Oh Heavens on the lid of my eye, and really not going up too high with that, and then I'm just going to blend all that back together with Apartment, putting no extra product on my brush here and tidying up all the edges with the cream. I'm then going to curl my lashes, put on a really thin liner before whacking on loads of mascara. Then I'm just going to pop Oh Heavens on my brow bone and in my crease, curl my lashes once more, and that is this look done. And the next look is our Glam Look. So I'm just going in with the cream on a MAC 217 before actually going in with Prayer on a MAC 221. This is such a fluffy brush, it just diffuses colour so well. And I'm using Prayer all the way across the upper portion of my crease and all the way into where my crease meets my nose. So I'm putting some shade there as well. Just fluffing that out across the outer corner of my eye as well before just diffusing it a bit more with the cream again. The next shade I'm going in with is Love Tons, and this is a Morphe M506. Love this brush. Just putting this all over the outer half, but then leaving the very outer half free for the darker colour. So I'm going to go in with Pi-Fi on the same brush just to deepen up that outer corner even further. But I really wasn't getting what I wanted out of this. I wanted like a really dark purple, so I then swapped out my brush and went in with a MAC 239 just to see if I could really get the payoff of this colour on the outer corner of my brush. And in the end I ended up switching colour completely to Family, because Family is in the pan is a even darker purple. So using Family on a 239 I did eventually get what I wanted to get. And then I went in with Love Tons again just to blend all that back in together, before then going in with Eve Rose on my finger, and this is a lovely pale lavender shimmery shade that the camera is just not giving enough credit to because it's actually really lovely in the light. I then take on my finger Heartbeat and just press that into the outer corner of, or the outer half should I say, of my eyelid, and then I just alternated back and forth between those two colours to build them up and get a nice blend through the centre of my eyelid so there was no harsh lines. I then curl my lashes before using these Ardell magnetic liner lashes sets that I picked up, and I will say I did struggle with the liner on this. It's a really gloopy thick liner and you dip your brush in it and then you get like a millimetre of payoff, so I found it quite difficult to work with, and this needed 2 coats, so I ended up doing 1 coat across my full eyelid and then just putting a second coat in the places where I knew the magnets would lie on my eye. So gave this a good go, and actually to be fair I found this so much easier than putting actual lashes on with glue. I just found that I needed to pinch my lashes to the lashes that I'd applied a couple of times just to make sure they were sat right on my eyes. But you know what? I'm pretty impressed, if I'm honest. Now I'm just going to copy what I've done on my eyelid on my lower lash line, just putting a bit of Love Tons in the outer corner there, and then lining my lower lash with this NC15 pencil from MAC, which I totally regretted because even though I've just sharpened it, it didn't look great. And that is this completed look. And now it's time to get adventurous. First, I'm going in with Hobby in the very upper part of my eyelid, really taking this quite high towards the brow and all the way in towards my nose and all the way out to that outer section of my brow, just really washing this as a transition colour. Just taking a clean brush to diffuse all of those edges and then cream to the cream to really diffuse that out. Then I'm going in with Corduroy on a Morphe 506, just putting this in the outer third of my eye, and this will eventually get dragged all the way in to the inner corner of my eye. Took a little bit to build up, if I'm honest. It looks like a really dark colour in the pan, and actually it takes a bit of building to get it to that sort of level. But to be fair, for my adventurous looks, I like it when a eyeshadow is kind to me and doesn't just fully pigment on my eye. But I didn't get the depth that I wanted in the outer corner, so I mixed Corduroy with Dark and Early just to really get a deep outer corner. And once I'd done that, it was time to cut my crease, which always makes me nervous. So I take a really small brush. This is a screen face small is all it says on it, and pop some Shape Tape on my eyelid. I look up to have the Shape Tape print on my eyelid so I know how high I need to go when I'm drawing the cut crease on. So, you know, very slow and lots of concentration later, I end up with what resembles-ish a cut crease. And for this, we're then going to cover it in shimmer shades. So once I'd got this all on, I patted out the edge so that it didn't just stop when we went into the Corduroy shade. Then I'm taking Grateful on a small densely packed eyeshadow brush that I've sprayed down with setting spray. You can use water if you wanted to spray that down, and I'm just packing that on. This took some real doing. I felt like I had to put a lot of eyeshadow on my eye for this to really pay off. The other thing that I found quite difficult was getting a smooth edge and not having the shimmer shade bleed over into the darker crease shade. I did eventually get really bored of trying to build up this shade with a brush. We got there in the end, but it really, to be fair, did not want to be applied in this way, so eventually I just gave up and used my finger. Though in all fairness, you would not have been able to do that from the off because you would have missed that crease line, so that's a bit frustrating that it just didn't build up in the way that I wanted it to. I then just took on my finger Side Hustle, which is a really nice deep green shimmer, really nice shade, probably my favourite shade that I've used with this palette so far. So I put that all over my outer corner before just going back in with that brush that had Grateful on it and just blended those two shades together in the centre. I then went through my lash ordeal again, my liner and lash ordeal, before lining my upper inner rim. Then I just take Hobby again on a Morphe M321 before repeating what I've done on the top of my eyelid on the bottom by putting Grateful near the inner portion of my eye and Side Hustle on the outer portion. I did have to really pinch the brush here just to actually get the payoff on my lower lash line. I then took Oh Heavens on my brow bone and on my inner corner just to complete this look. And there we are. That's my adventurous take on Emily's The Once palette from Makeup Revolution. And that's it from me today. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. If you'd love to join the family, that would be fantastic. My name's Sarah. Please go ahead and hit the subscribe button to join the family. Other than that, have a fantastic day wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next one.